On a stormy night off the coast of Monaco, a body was found floating near a luxury yacht. The media went wild. A billionaire businessman declared dead after his boat mysteriously exploded at sea. His funeral? Lavish. Exclusive. The world mourned a legend. But 3 years later, someone spotted him, alive, sipping coffee in a tiny cafe in South America. This is the unbelievable story of the billionaire who faked his own funeral and got caught. The man who had everything meet Alexander Voss. The kind of billionaire who seemed untouchable. He made his fortune during the early 2000s tech boom, investing in data firms, oil, and real estate across 3 continents. At 42, his net worth crossed $3.8 billion. He owned private jets, islands, and even a European football club. But behind closed doors, Alexander's empire was rotting. Auditors were closing in, whispers of money laundering, fraud, and offshore accounts were spreading, and a secret investigation by Interpol had his name on the top of their watch list. His kingdom was seconds away from collapse. And that's when, according to leaked documents, he made a decision only a desperate man would make. If his empire couldn't survive, he wouldn't either. June 12, 2013, Alexander Voss set sail from Monaco aboard his 80-foot yacht, the Seraphine, with only 2 crew members. That night, nearby boats reported hearing a loud explosion. By morning, the Seraphine was found, half submerged, with no survivors. The Coast Guard recovered fragments of burnt metal and a single body, unrecognizable. But DNA tests confirmed it was Alexander Voss, or so everyone thought. Within days, his assets were frozen. His company issued statements of devastating loss, and the media turned him into a tragic symbol of brilliance gone too soon. His funeral in Zurich was a spectacle, attended by celebrities, royals, and politicians. But the truth? That coffin was empty. The clues no one noticed for years. No one questioned the story, until one journalist, Clara Niels, noticed something strange. While researching financial leaks in 2017, she found millions of dollars quietly moving through shell companies, all tied to accounts previously owned by Voss. But the real shock? The transactions were happening after his death. Clara dug deeper. She found evidence of fake passports issued under the name Adrian Volk. The photos matched Alexander Voss. Same scar above the eyebrow, same smirk. She contacted Interpol, and suddenly everything snapped into place. The body found on the yacht? It was never properly identified. The DNA? It came from his personal medical lab. Alexander had staged the explosion, used a black market corpse, and escaped to Argentina under a new identity. But his biggest mistake was greed. The life after death. Under the name Adrian Volk, Alexander began a new life in Patagonia. He bought a small vineyard, lived quietly. Locals knew him as the European investor with a strange accent and no past. But old habits die hard. He couldn't resist the thrill of business. Soon, he started laundering money again, this time through crypto. Interpol's cyber unit began tracing suspicious crypto transfers linked to the same offshore patterns used by Voss years before. Meanwhile, a tourist posted a photo online of Adrian at a cafe in Mendoza. Facial recognition flagged it. The system matched it with old security footage of Voss from Zurich airport, a 99.8% match. Within weeks, agents tracked his property, tapped his communications, and launched Operation Mirage, a sting designed to capture a man who shouldn't exist. The capture? It was 2:43 a.m. The night was silent, except for the hum of distant wind over the Andes. Interpol and Argentine police surrounded the vineyard. Inside, Alexander sat alone in his study, sipping whiskey, staring at a framed photo from his funeral. When the agents broke in, he didn't resist. He simply said one chilling line: "I died once. The world didn't notice. Why bother living again?" They arrested him without a single bullet fired. Hidden in his basement, fake passports, crypto drives, and over $240 million in gold bars. In 2020, Alexander Voss, the man who died and lived again, was sentenced to 28 years in prison for fraud, money laundering, and identity theft. His fake death became one of the most sophisticated disappearance plots in modern history. But what truly shocked investigators was how close he came to getting away with it. If that one journalist hadn't noticed a few digital breadcrumbs, Alexander Voss would still be living among us, the billionaire ghost who beat the system. Some people spend their lives running from death. Alexander Voss tried to run from life itself. But in the end, no amount of money can buy the one thing billionaires crave most: freedom from consequence. Do you think he deserved a second chance? Comment your thoughts below. This is the story of the billionaire who faked his own funeral and got caught. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. See you in the next one.